We are going to be talking about some big heat today, the long-awaited Union and Jordan brand collaboration. This is the latest installment in what some would consider the greatest Jordan 1 collaboration of all time, the Union Air Jordan 1 Chicago Shadow. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If it is the first time you're touching down in this channel, welcome to Small Feet, Big Heat. We talk sneakers, we talk streetwear, and everything in between. So this pair of Chicago Shadows came straight from Union. Luck was on my side. I entered their raffle, and I was able to snag these for retail. I saw a lot of W's for this fairly limited release. There were a lot more pairs of these than the first two Union ones. The 2018 Air Jordan 1 Storm Blue and Black Toe. The most limited pair of the three is the Storm Blue, which is a mashup of the Storm Blue Jordan 1 and the Black and Red Jordan 1. This was a Union LA exclusive, and that's why it's the rarer pair of the three. Next would be the Black Toe, which had the wider release. These are a mashup, of course, of the Black Toe Air Jordan 1 and the neutral gray. You really have to give a hand to Chris Gibbs, the owner of Union LA. These sneakers sit at the intersection of timeliness and familiarity. Anybody who is interested in Jordan brand, even a little bit, is familiar with those OG Jordan 1 colorways on some level. They are so recognizable, and as the OG Jordan 1 colorways, they are fundamental to the history and culture of sneakers. But then you sprinkle in that timeliness of leaning into the aged and vintaged aesthetic and executing it perfectly, from the laces to the zigzag stitching holding the two colorways together to the aged midsole. It may have taken some time, but these weathered the storm of those initial mixed and negative opinions, and these rose to becoming a lot of people's grail shoe, rightfully so. Just like the other two colorways, this new pair is a Frankenstein mashup of two OG Jordan 1 colorways, the Air Jordan 1 Chicago and the Air Jordan 1 Shadow. And that's one of the main reasons I really wanted these. Of course, I wanted to complete the set, but I also don't have any wearable Chicago variants in my collection. The only Chicagos I have are the 2003 patent leather Chicagos, and as much as I love that sneaker, it is a part of the set that got me into sneakers. I cannot wear that pair too far from home because I'm afraid that is the day they will just decide to fall apart. I picked these up in a 5.5. In Air Jordan 1s, I could wear 5.5 or a 6. When it comes to big releases, I've just noticed I have better luck when I enter for a 5.5. So that's just my strategy for certain raffles. The box looks very similar to the box for both the Storm Blue and the Black Toes. A few details have changed, but it's mostly that same collage of Jordan photos. The tissue paper has some sketches on it of the original design and some of the details like the exposed foam around the tongue and the split laces that come with every pair. Now I will say I think this is the same tissue paper that came with the 2018 pairs, but my boxes have been in my closet for a couple of years now, and I haven't looked at it since then. Speaking of laces, there's 3 sets of laces that come with this shoe. There's a gray and black, a cream and black, and the gold and yellow laces that have become synonymous with Union collabs. It's a slight switch up from the previous pairs, and I do appreciate that. Both the varsity red and white tumbled leather on the upper feel nice to the touch. Not as nice as the Storm Blues and Black Toes, but I'm not disappointed. They feel fine, and tumbling looks really good. The yellow edges on the leather also look great. It's one detail that ties all 3 pairs together. Moving up the sneaker a bit, we get to the zigzag stitching, which is light blue, almost a Carolina or UNC blue, if I say so myself. Tell me you saw that pair of UNC Union 1s. Beautiful, beautiful pair that we are never gonna get according to Chris Gibbs because of factory issues. So for now, it's a friends and family only. The collar of the shoe features an oversized Wings logo, just like the other Union 1s. That's one of my favorite details about this sneaker. The ankle is a combination of gray tumbled leather and black suede. The black suede is soft, it looks nice, it really sells that aged aesthetic. They did it on the previous 2 shoes and they did it on this one. I don't have a problem with it, no complaints. Right under the collar is the Union LA tag, and with this pair the hang tag is UNC blue or light baby blue, just like the zigzag stitching. The tongue has the same exposed foam detail, which I know is a hit or a miss for a lot of folks. What has changed is the tongue tag. This time around, the tongue tag is like a thick paper tag. It doesn't feel cheap, but I will probably be mindful of it when I pull these on. On foot, these look amazing. Of course, what pants you're wearing does determine how much of the shoe can actually be seen, but whether it's a slim denim, a cuffed sweatpants, or a baggy jean, the Unions shine through. Even on the baggy jeans, you can still see the yellow laces, varsity red leather, and aged midsole. I'm a big fan of the yellow laces. I think they always set the unions off, but I will say I like the gray and black laces more than I expected to. Don't sleep on these. All that's left are my final thoughts and whether or not these will be staying with me, and of course they will be. This was a great first pickup of the year, followed up by the JFGs. If you haven't seen the Joe Freshgoods 992 Aged Well, I did a review on those. Check that out after you watch this one. But this was a great first pickup of the year. If I only got this shoe in 2025, I would still be happy with that. I don't care that they're not as limited as the other two. I also have the Beffy's Beauty Supply and Union Air Jordan 1s. Those were, very accessible, and I still love that pair as well. In the comments, I want to hear your favorite Union sneaker collaboration. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love. I would really appreciate it, and I will check y'all out in the next one.